Rush Warrior yet, but that's what I'm expecting.
Dude, we did this and why?
All right, welcome to Salty Saturdays. I am your host, I guess, Wild9. I'll be proctoring or directing the show today, operating the show behind the scenes. We have 3 great matches for you today. We have a hero match and 2 legacy matches. And with me to take you through all the action and the play-by-play and the analysis is Geranium Battle and Memnarch, and they'll take it away from here. Go ahead, guys. Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah. So, Justin's druid is also like a really big, interesting point of like what type of druid, because there's currently there's one really popular one, Anacondra, and then there's aggro druid is performing it about the same way, but then there's also like 3 other druids that could be brought here.
yeah, the old token druid, right, with the Glowfly Swarm and Arbor Ups.
Yeah, that's spell druid.
Spell druid?
Yeah, aggro druid is like, the squirrel that they just printed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like the main focus of that one, and like the acorns that it summons as the instead of the glowfly swarm.
Yeah, that card's really good, especially with druid draw.
Yeah,
Way it is.
composting.
Yeah. Like you can. So it's a double warlock ban?
Yeah. Expected. Okay, so that could tell us what type of druid is being brought. Hunter is usually a little bit better against the warlock though, so interesting to see that band.
Well, Hunter's got one deck, right?
Kind of. I mean, there was a Leorox OTK Hunter that probably isn't going to be brought here, but if Justin's crazy, he could bring something that was just like a big burst potential.
Oh, yeah, I remember Rami brought that in GM last year or last season.
Yeah, when the meta is super like solved and stale like this, then sometimes this super unexpected deck is just the ticket.
I mean, so the runner Colcron runner nerf, you still run that?
Colcard Pack Runner is a lot like Dark Lair in Wild.
Okay,
where it has become somewhat more like the 30th best card, but it is still just pretty good.
Yeah, miles better than the 31st.
It might also be.
All right.
Yes, yes. Is there a timer to when we are live? Awesome. Very good. Okay. No, sounds good. Yeah, they're just getting into the game right now. Very interested, of course, to see what the lead off class here is. It sort of tells us just how confident these guys are.
It's shaman, right? I feel like it's always shaman, right?
Ooh, it's actually a quest shaman. It looks like from Just in Time, leading off, which should be extremely good into shaman, especially if it's more of a an elemental version, like it seems Molestar is running. Looking at Quest Shaman stats, it's more of like a 60% win rate, so quite favored. But we do actually have to see that convert. It might be that that Molestar gets some of that early pressure here.
Looks like my Battle.net's deciding to be bad, so I need to restart.
Okay, sure. I'll just tell you what's going on here. So Justin is still deciding on a hand of Guidance, Lightning Bolt, and Primal Dungeoneer. Whereas Molestar has just mulliganed into a Cage Match Custodian, a Menacing Nimbus, and the 4-mana new card 4/4 that discounts all elementals in hand and deck by 1.
I think you ever keep the Primal Dungeoneer or the draw 2?
Yeah, Justin did keep the Primal Dungeoneer. I think it is you want sort of the card draw in order to make sure that you have the overloads to keep on going and keep on progressing your quest. And we see, that the guidance has also kept another overload that progresses quest. Justin is playing the card that he mulliganed away. He instead got back the card that finds a spell damage minion, and he took the only spell damage minion that overloads you. That is the Novice Zapper.
Novice Zapper's so good.
Yeah, especially in the in quest.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Molestar really trying to make sure that he's using his mana efficiently. So he's actually opting to not play an elemental on turn 2 because he played Kindling, which discounts his 4-mana 4/4 to a 3-mana card that he will play next turn. I think that is quite.
I really like that play. Like he's playing. He understands how to win. He's trying to get the 3/4 discount his hand and tempo out and out before the quest is effective.
Yeah,
that's really smart.
Although I'm a little bit worried, just sort of how it all progresses out because Justin has the Perpetual Flame alongside his Novice Zapper. So if Molestar does end up playing the 4/4 this next turn, we might just see Novice Zapper into the Perpetual Flame. Super duper overloaded, except that the quest will move on one stage and actually remove all the overload.
Yeah, this quest is ridiculous in the early game. It solves like most of your problems. The control shaman being needing overload cards. Like,
yeah, and it could be the.
Use it now though.
Yeah, I think either the Perpetual Flame or the Landslide alongside this Novice Zapper is just the ticket.
Yeah, Novice Zapper Landslide seems really good.
If we Novice Zapper Perpetual Flame, though, we could also coin out the Primal Dungeoneer. And I think getting the extra card played is probably what Justin is going to go for. The Landslide is going to definitely see many times where it will be effective later on in the game.
Yeah, but you need Overload for Landslide, right? So if he does Novice Zapper, Perpetual Flame, coin, Primal Dungeoneer, he's at 4 with no Overload. And that means that he can't actually activate the Landslide. But I don't think, I think you can buy that, take that turn off, right? Because you're just so far ahead on board then with two minions against none.
Yeah, it is not hard to find Overload in that deck. Primal Engineer, the thing that he played, he opted not to go for the Perpetual Flame, clear the board, or even the Landslide clear the board line, waiting for Molestar to commit just a little bit more.
That would have been really bad for just in time if that hit the Granite Forgeborn.
Yeah, he's playing with fire a little bit here, letting the Shaman get some buffs with the Whack-A-Mole Hammer, but it doesn't feel like it's quite the right time.
I feel like you have to do. You're at 19. You're facing a 3 damage weapon. Like the burst in this deck is nuts. I mean, I should say Molestar's deck. It's very strong.
Yeah, I mean the burst from Justin's side is nothing to sniff at either, because he is going to double up his spells, which means lightning bolts are actually 1 mana fireballs instead.
Yeah, that's pretty good too. But oh man, so what does Molestar do now? Always leading with menacing. I like it.
Yeah, card draw first is great. Yeah, a lot of the pressure taken off from Molestar's side, and if he doesn't remove this Novice Sapper, then we're going to see an overpowered Landslide on the backswing once he commits a bit more.
So he's got 4 mana left. He's got Lightning Bolt, Grey Worm. He had Lilypad Lurker, the Novice. Is that the best use of Lilypad?
No, I think Gyreworm on the Novice Zapper is maybe a little bit better. Honestly, the Lilypad Lurker doesn't have a very good target, though.
Yeah, but also Lilypad's also a 5/6, right? Like it's very difficult to remove a 5/6 with in the Shaman Mirror, right?
Yeah, I actually like that. I actually like that a lot. The Lilypad Lurker to make that into a 0/1. Just put yourself far ahead of the board.
Yeah, but this also works too. This full clears the board. Like with the other line, you would leave the 2/3 up. Like, and now like Justin Time's in a bit of an awkward spot.
Yeah, we'll probably just see a Canal Slogger here. I mean, he's down on life, so he's going to get the life steal, and he cleans off one of these 3 attack minions alongside of it.
Yeah. Okay. So Carnal Slosher killed 3/3, leaves up 5 power, but this got life steal, so he's probably going to be forced to trade the 1/1 into it.
If that happens, actually see the Lilypad Lurker played on that instead.
Yeah. So like, it's a very hard turn for Justin.
Okay, instead, we're going to see a Landslide, but keeping the Landslide by using this Diligent Note Taker. Almost clears the board, and we're going to see that Landslide come out very soon, I assume.
Fire Elemental. And it's one of the buff cards. Remember, he used to deal 3 damage?
Oh, yeah. I remember when no one used to look at it. And now it's got its whole deck.
Yeah. So anyway.
So we are two Overload cards off of getting to the next stage here. Deciding not to progress quest at all, though, this turn.
No, this actually, I like this. He has a Feral Spirit Carnal Slogger turn next, or a Primal Dungeoneer Carnal Slogger.
Or even Guidance and Canal Slogger.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah. And Canal Slogger making sure that this Wailing Vapor doesn't get to do anything may be quite enticing to Justin, but this Stormwatcher is actually quite a threat.
That Stormwatcher's scary. Alright.
And I presume we're going to see the Lilypad Lurker finally come out this next turn now that the Canal Slogger is out. I think that is what Molestar was waiting for, the largest minion Justin's deck.
Oh, do you play the Fire Elemental first, though?
Well, you can't play both on the same turn, which is very awkward.
I think you err on the higher cost minion if you can't do both in the same turn, right?
Well, basically everything in your deck should be playable alongside the Fire Elemental or the Lillipad Lurker on the next turn, because the other Fire Elemental had been played.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that was a generated Fire Elemental.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you lead with guidance always, right?
There's maybe an investment opportunity you could look for, but yeah, I mean, Serpent Shrine Portal is definitely going to come out on this Stormwatcher most likely.
I hate the Wind Fury is unfortunate.
Yeah, well, maybe the Brucon being a being the 7/7 might get the Wind Fury later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think you just picked the double option just to complete the quest.
It's interesting that he's using a Primordial Studies right now. Being that if you play it after Brucon, it's a 1 mana discount to discover 2 spell damage units.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah, I didn't realize it worked like. Yeah, because it doubles all spells, right? Not just.
What? Yeah. And so he's choosing to trade his spell for a minion instead. And I don't even like playing the Novice Zapper, because not only is it giving information to your opponent which spell damage minion you've gotten, but it also makes it so you don't have possibly the spell damage next turn, because now they're removing it.
Ooh.
And you're overloaded next turn instead of getting to play it for free, which means that you can't play much alongside the Stormcaller.
Mm-hmm. Do you even play Stormcaller here? I think you have to, right? Doesn't feel good. Like you could fish with Primal Engineer.
I mean, you really just got to progress your game plan, because you're dying really quickly. So unless you can clear board with this Primal Engineer right now, I would play the Brucon and hope that you live.
I mean, what cards does he have in this deck still? Does he have a any more? Does he have a Lightning Storm?
Or? It is something that is only sometimes played Lightning Storm. Ooh.
I think this is. Oh, that's such a good top deck.
Okay, well, it looks like this is maybe going to be that 40% there. Not entirely sure on the charged call. The other options give you more mana to play with and possibly get lethal.
Oh my! I think that's lethal.
Okay, yeah. I mean, with the Ghidra actually probably will seal that up, because that is exact lethal right there. Yeah.
Very well played by Molstar. Because the Quest Shaman's usually favored in that matchup, right?
Yeah, we are living in a 40% lifestyle right now.
Wow.
It's great. The Quest Shaman most likely has pretty good matchups into the other two decks, so probably going to see Justin bring it right back out.
Yeah, Quest Shaman feels really good unless you're playing against a mage or a warlock, I do say.
Yeah, those are the two counters.
Mm-hmm.
And with a double warlock ban, of course, hey, we're not going to see it.
And no one bring mage. Yeah, makes sense to just play your best, highest win percentage deck first.
Actually, a little bit interested that Molstar didn't bring the Quest Shaman, considering it's got such great win matchups into basically every other deck in the format.
Mm-hmm.
But from Molstar's side, what is he's got Warrior and Hunter.
I think you bring Hunter, right?
I think Hunter is maybe able to stay off the board more, and so you might be able to avoid the Canal Slogger sort of hitting in for value. Never mind. I'm very stupid. This is hero format, and to explain to the viewers and myself who didn't understand, Memnarch, how does hero format work?
I think it's last hero standing, right?
Yeah.
So that means that they can't switch off. Well, the Molestar's stuck on Shaman until he loses with it.
Yeah, if a deck wins, that deck will continue to play on, whereas it is up to the opponent to find a counter cue and then beat it.
This Greenwich Forgeborn coming down is nuts. And this was a 4/5 too. I can see why they nerfed it.
Yeah, a lot of the nerfs didn't really feel like they did much, and this one is just about the same. I mean, difference between 4 health and 5 health is very small, except for actually last game with the Perpetual Flame that dealt 4 instead of 5.
Yeah, the nerf actually mattered because it guaranteed a board clear. So do you play Moonfang here because you're staring down 10 damage?
No, Moonfang is most likely going to be used alongside, I would presume, the 2-mana spell that becomes 0 mana and gives a minion taunt plus 1, plus 3.
Huge.
Ooh, and it costs 0 right now.
Yeah.
Because we just got to 7.
It just takes 3 power off the board.
Yeah, and it's not like we're being taken off of Guardian Animals. Yeah, that is quite good. From Molestar's side, it is a bit interesting that he...
I think you have to play... Oh yeah, go ahead.
He's hovering over the options that aren't the Elemental. I mean, drawing does give him more options, but if he breaks this Elemental chain, the Lilypad Lurker will not be able to change one of these Guardian Animals into the 0/1.
Alright. Let's see if Guardian Animals carries. Those are good.
No hero power, but there's the emote and the Lake Thresher. Justin's running more than just the 4 usual beasts here.
Oh yeah.
So,
dude, that Thresher pickup was huge. Like, how does the Shaman come back from this? Like, you have the Lilypad, right?
Probably with the Whack-A-Null Hammers and the Serpent Shrine Portals going face, I would assume. But yeah, on only 5 mana, it is not pretty.
I think, do you ever clear, you send a, what was it, you send a Whack-A-Null into the Lake Thresher, and then you play the Arid Storm to clear both of them?
Yeah, I think that is the correct order as well, to go Whack-A-Null first before the Arid Stormer comes out, so you for sure get the buff on the only minion that will live here. Oh, actually, instead going to keep the Arid Stormer alive.
I guess it is a higher value minion, but I think you want the 2 damage now, because there's...
I'm actually not sure it is a higher value minion, because this can just be cleared off with a hero power.
Yeah.
Whereas the other was a 2/3.
I should have said that the 2 damage now is probably more realistic than the 1 damage, like 4 damage next turn because of the hero power.
Wow. That is a very cool 0/1 that Justin just got on his board. And yeah, he's going to play the 6/6 to back it up.
Ooh. Now this is getting out of hand. But wait, so he can Whack-A-Null the 6/6, right? Turn that into a 3/2, then play Lilypad on the Scrapyard, then kind of, and clear both the taunts. So he just has to deal with the 6/6.
Yep, you are being clairvoyant right now. Yeah. That is exactly what's going on.
Do you play the 4 one though, so you can hero power, or do you value the?
Hero power doesn't have. I mean, the taunt is maybe the best one, and even then, it only opens up your Lilypad Lurker to getting cleaved by a Lake Thresher.
So do you spend? Yeah, okay. I was about to say, like, I think you have to spend this turn playing Survival of the Fittest, because those are dead cards in hand unless if you're not on board, if you're behind on board, and since he's ahead on board, he has to use that opportunity to play it. So next turn you can play Teacher. Like, do you know what the other Druid minions are in his deck? Does he have another Teacher's Pet?
I would assume that he. I would assume that he runs 1 Teacher's Pet, 1 Moonfang, and then 2 each of the Twilight Runner and the Lake Thresher.
Okay.
As the Twilight Runner and Lake Thrusher are the best value minions, whereas Teacher's Pet, you can get a taunt to sort of stop lethal, and the Moonfang is just an unclearable minion for most decks. And at this point, with the other Lulipad Lurker gone, it is just unclearable for this Shaman.
Yeah. All right, so you always greet for the guardian animals.
Yep, this is Justin's hero power and emote. As you're going to see hero power come out right after.
I think you just double bloom out the Teacher's Pet, right? There's no way Shaman comes back.
Or Moonfang, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Moonfang is unclearable lethal.
Oh yeah. Well, random hex, but yeah, I think that's actually that's probably a lot better than what I was thinking. Yeah. All right, let's see the Instructor Fireheart pull off a miracle. All right, those all seem like non-miracle cards. So what is this? All right, so he had 9 in hand, going for a spell power to potentially get more, but none of these really save him, right? He has to pick the Thalanos.
No, nothing's going to save him from this point. Even healing at this point is just facing too much damage.
And there's a Tidal Surge. So Thalanos, Tidal Surge, Lightning Bolt keeps him alive, right? Oh, and he doesn't have the mana.
Yeah. So we can see the Thalanos Tidal Surge, but then the Lightning Bolt will not be able to follow that up, and that is going to be all she wrote on this game. As long as Molestar, yeah. Let's go.
All right, so that's a good victory for the Druid, getting rid of that Shaman. All right, so into Druid, do you pick the Hunter? Because Druid doesn't really have much in terms of early game. Or might...
Yeah, so
Molestar brought the Hunter, so yeah.
Yeah, finding a counter to this Clown Druid is as easy as finding your aggro deck and queuing it.
So you think it's a Hunter every time then?
I mean, the Warrior is extremely terrible into the Clown Druid. Last season, it was Rush Warrior's absolute worst matchup.
Oh. All right, so it's always going to be Hunter then.
Yes, and Hunter is what we see.
Oh, that's a Lightning Bloom Guardian Animals. Do you ever? I know you probably keep. I thought that's really optimistic though, right? You have the coin, so you need to get the 5 mana.
Yeah, it's probably much better to just go find an Overgrowth if you possibly can with your mulligan. I mean, we're definitely blooming out the Overgrowth isn't necessarily a thing, but if you get the Overgrowth and then also something like Guardian Animals, then keeping bloom is pretty great. Although you have the coin to get it going as well.
Yeah. I feel like your deck's just so top heavy that bloom is one of the few ways you can actually ramp things out, unless you pick up a Wild Growth Overgrowth. Oh, looks like he's going for the turn 5 Guardian Animals.
Yeah, and if he runs the Broomstick, even Lake Thrusher plus Broomstick is going to be very good against this Hunter. We did see the Cult Neophyte being the keep from Molestar. I heavily agree with that. A lot of the things that Druid is going to do is spells like this Overgrowth right here that is going to come out on turn 3. And so the Cult Neophyte is going to slow those game plans down a lot. If we see the Overgrowth being picked here, we might see Cult Neophyte come out on turn 3, which would just slow Justin enough down to make it so he has to play on 4.
I feel like you have to pick the Overgrowth, right? It's the only way you're winning. Like, this pounces removal, but like... Oh! Like, he's pouncing.
I mean, I would think that Guardian Animals is also removal.
Yeah. Oh, that's just...
Okay, maybe this was the right decision. I mean, we see an Intrepid Initiate drawn. Would have made a very, very powerful board for Justin to have to deal with, despite the fact that he was being very fast. I mean, with the Lake Thresher and the Animated Broomstick, it's sort of like an Overgrowth, and that just gives him the time.
Yeah. He's opting for time. He probably thought about it and thought that 3 damage for the next 4 turns probably isn't a good way to win this game. Like, I feel like you have to Intrepid plus, what was it, Resizing Pouch, right? Or do you save Resizing Pouch for next turn? And so you can, so he's going to play Cult Neophyte, Resizing Pouch, or Resizing Pouch into Cult Neophyte to get another 2-drop. So what do you do here if you're Justin? Do you ever ramp out the Lake Thresher?
I mean, this is, we're not going to, so Coin Bloom, Lake Thresher leaves us with the 1 mana next turn. I feel like you can probably just take it a bit slower and just hero power this Intrepid Initiate. You know, there's not currently enough pressure to really warrant putting the Lake Thresher out yet.
And with Broom in hand, the minion doesn't need a turn to get ready. Yeah, this is going to be brutal. The Neophyte, especially if that's a taunt.
Yeah, and correct positioning here from Molestar against the Lake Thresher. Perhaps though we can trick him into doing incorrect positioning with the Warsong Wrangler right after.
I mean, if you correctly positioned the first time, I think you're going to do it the second time as well, right? Especially since you got seen it last game.
Yeah. It is really the only thing you do have to worry about against the Clown Druid here is just an early Lake Thresher plus Animated Broomstick, but
well, that's a really good pickup.
Yeah, Guardian Animals is.
Well, actually, let's see what he hits first.
If he gets a Lake Thresher, then he doesn't even need to attack the middle minion here because he attacks the sides.
Is that what you want to see?
Yeah, lots of card draw is great, and we can kill off the Kolek first, so that way neither of the minions die. It does mean that the Trampling Rhino will get a good trade in, but Trampling Rhino kills himself on that attack.
I thought it doesn't. It's left with 1.
Yeah, sorry. That is
like, you Trampling Rhino kill the 5/1, you take 6, and then you trade off. Right?
Yeah, and left with only 3 mana.
Yeah.
Looks like Justin is going to end up fighting the bullet here. Not enough greetings to take him through this one because the aim shot is going to close it out.
I mean, he could Broom in, save 7 life. I think you kind of have to, right? Like, it's so low value, but you're out of options. Okay, so I don't actually know in Standard the correct way of Resizing Pouch. Do you go for a 5-drop here with it, or do you Hero Power aim, or do you Hero Power Resizing Pouch, then Aim Shot?
So it can discover almost anything of the of that mana cost. Okay. So
because I feel like you want to save it for that 0 mana poisonous with the Korokro Pack Runner. So you kind of just tracking Aim Shot Hero Power, push 7, put him down to 5, and then maybe get there with if he plays a taunt with the Korokron.
Yeah, I mean, the other option is just using it as more fodder to progress the Korokro Pack Runner.
Yeah.
I usually see the Resizing Pouch used in other classes, in other decks, more of a control tool. Finding value, finding an 8-drop usually.
Yeah, I think this is. I mean, since he's at 6, does he know he's only runs 1 Broom? Yeah, I
Well-
think that's the only thing you can do here. Oh, this is brutal.
And unless we see the Silverback Patriarch,
Isn't Silverbark Patriarch Hall of Fame?
it is a similar taunt minion would have been needed,
Mhm.
which I believe doesn't exist.
I mean, Silverbark Patriarch was just too good for modern standard, so they had to get rid of it.
I mean, if you compare it to the Field of 3-drops, it's just more powerful than anything else. There's no other taunts, really.
That's true.
So now Justin is backed against the wall, locked into the one deck that he has left available, which is the Hunter versus Hunter mirror match now. And then I don't really trust the Hunter to fare very well against the Rush Warrior. So
Mhm. You don't know. Oh, the King Mukla.
okay, well, if we have King Mukla, then I favor Molstar here. I think.
No, Justin has the King Mukla.
Yeah, that's
Aw,
what
man.
I'm saying. I favor the
man.
opponent.
You little. Oh, there's a Ringling Rifle and a Wolfetinger in Molstar's hand, so it's gonna be rough.
Yeah. I mean, maybe keep Barack Obama, but I think maybe the only keep is probably going to be the Wolpertinger. Meanwhile, from Justin, I don't like any of these. Why are we including any of these cards in Hunter?
Yeah, Bone Truer Brawler hasn't been seen since, what was it, Ashes? It's been
Yeah,
a long
it's-
time. No,
I mean,
when's the last time that was really seen play?
It was seen play, I believe, in sort of a there was some aggressive, I think even rogueless maybe, very early on in metas.
This is such a brutal turn. You can't play. I don't think you can play the Guardian Og Merchant. Then you don't have a guaranteed target for Adorable Infestation.
Yeah, I think you just have to play the Argmerchant actually.
Yeah.
I know that it can ping off one of the Wolpertingers, but
Like
just
if he
most of
plays
your
off
hand
the
isn't
guard.
playable.
All right, so he plays Og Merchant, and his opponent responds and clears the Og Merchant. He has lost the game pretty much, but I think he has to take that risk with this hand. Well, because he needs the Og Merchant for the target for the Adorable Infestation.
Yeah, so basically the only thing would be a Wound Prey from Molstar, but
Yeah.
you don't see that.
I think that's a pretty good pickup for just in time. You can Warsong Wrangler into Warsong Wrangler.
We're going to
Oregon
see
War.
some 9/7 Rhinos coming in from Justin, or we're going to see a 7/6 King Mukla.
All right, so is trading a sign of weakness? I think it is.
Yeah, I mean, if we trade, it's just going to the other one is going to trade right back into us.
Yeah.
Will
I mean,
Justin see?
If that was the only
Mayweather?
1/1, I'd probably do it. But since there's another one, I just feel like you go face. Force the weak. Oh,
Justin's forgetting the name of the deck. It's called Face Hunter, not
Yeah.
Minion Trade Hunter. Okay, and with that Wolpertinger draw, there's actually a chance that Molstar draws the last Rhino and doesn't have a target for his Warsong Wrangler.
that ought to be. You coin it out. You ever coin out the war song?
I mean, it could still happen next draw. I don't think that you coin it out. I think you're probably going to go tracking Wolpertinger plus whatever you else get off of tracking.
Yeah.
It's so natural to go Warsong Wrangler on 4 and then Rhino on 5.
Yeah. I think you all right, so just in time is a really rough turn here. So the soonest he's playing, he's got a quick shot or a bone truer. His turns 4 and 5 are pretty much spoken. So he's seeing which one has more value. So he'd rather have the quick shot in hand 2/3 on board, which I like a lot.
Okay, well, now it seems that the Bone Chewer Brawlers come out. Now the Warsong Wrangler is much better because they're just going to eat that up.
All right.
And we see no Moonfang from Molestar's list here.
All right, I think you picked the Trampling Rhino, right? Or do you go for the King Mukla?
No, there's no. Please don't go for King Mukla.
This is a tough decision.
It's really not. It's please. Trampling Rhino is a lot of face damage. It's removal. It's going to stick around on the board, whereas King Mukla is draws your opponent 2 cards. That's it.
So you're saying there's no chance from Mukla?
I'm just saying Mukla was better against a controlling deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we see the Rush Warrior start to drop a bunch of minions and conviction them, then maybe we're going to see Bananas clog up the hand as well.
And I think you picked the Dark Moon. What's this thing called?
Dark Moon Rider.
Dirigible?
Oh, Dirigible. Sorry,
Dirigible. Yeah. Just play it out. Got So now, since he picked Wolpertinger, I think he's going to Warsong into the other Wolpertinger and create a board of 5/3s. Right?
Sort of have to, yeah.
Like
it is so much better to get the Warsong Wrangler on the same target.
Mm-hmm. They're saying there's no chance of Mukla again.
I'm just thank you, Justin. No emotes, no emote, no the hounds will hunt you or anything like that. Followed by picking Mukla. It's great for stream, but bad for my heart.
I think you have to pick the play the Rhino here, charge into or rush into the Warsong rank 3/1, then take this awesome value trade with the Dark Moon thing.
Yeah, this is just a lot of damage to pass up.
I think you err on damage because the 5/3 is a better. I feel like it's a better target, but you're left with 1.
Yeah.
Health. And that's really easy to clear.
And if we see Justin picking 2 Wolpertingers, then there's the thought maybe Justin has the Rhinos already in hand. That's why he has to pick the Wolpertingers.
I really like how Justin's playing this.
Is Mukla going to be played right now?
I think I think you pay. Actually, if I'm being really, pick the cult, because the other response is Rhino, and he can't Rhino plus 1 mana spell, and that 1 mana spell could be like a Wound Prey to clear to 3/1. It could be an Arcane Shot to clear to 3/2. Mm-hmm. Well, he has to trade into the 5/3 because he's dying. Yeah.
This is the last Warsong Wrangler buffed minion that Molestar is going to have, and we see Justin is not even that far behind on life. He's ahead on life now. He's got the board. Yeah, this Wolpertinger is cleaning it up. And you saw it before me exactly. So now, whatever this warrior is, it could actually be a control warrior, which would be very interesting.
Isn't it almost always rush though? Like, how's control warrior actually close out the game? Like Cthulhu Shattered or a?
Well, in this match, where we're seeing a lot of decks that are from past expansions. Control warrior from last expansion, you don't have to play it into a lot of these decks. You just bring it as the counter to aggression.
All right. And okay, so I guess that's control because of the brawl.
Wow, yeah.
And Shield Slam, yeah. think that's
Well, the second stream where I'm watching a warrior deck and I get to maybe ask where Rancor. Where is the Rancor?
I mean, he hasn't drawn it yet. All right, do you think we'll be seeing Rattlegore?
I mean, being that it is a control warrior list, I certainly hope so.
Yes. What about Troublemakers? Did those make the cut too?
Troublemakers are a little bit less impactful. They're a little bit better in Rush Warrior, but they were good into very certain decks like Priest last expansion. You may see a cut for more survivability options instead.
That's a minefield pickup with a course. Oh, he opts to use the coin. Huh. So he opts to play the 2/3 over the Intrepid Initiate.
Yeah, we're probably going to see the Guardian Og Merchant come out on this Bone Chewer Brawler, and then maybe even another Adorable Infestation buff on top of that.
I feel like you always just minefield this though. Because
I actually think you can. I mean, you can get more value out of the minefield. Like
the thing is, though, the opponent's minions. He doesn't have a single 1-mana, 1/1, so to speak. All the 1-mana stuff has 2 health. So if he has 2 1-mana stuff, that means that your minefield basically doesn't clear. And with Bone Chewer Brawler out, if you have bad hits, the thing turns into a nightmare because you're suddenly being hit for 6. So I really think you just clear it now, play the bulk work, and try to outlast to set up a brawl. Oh, he's greeting it. Okay.
Yeah. If we do end up seeing something like the Guardian Og Merchant on the Bone Chewer Brawler, damaging it, which is what Justin wants to do this Bone Chewer Brawler, then the Coerce can solve it instead of the minefield.
All right, so he's playing towards the brawl, and since he has a bulwark in hand, I think he's thinking that he can simply basically just not take damage.
Yeah, this bulwark is going to put in a lot of work in this matchup.
Actually,
from all the different.
Actually, you can coerce the injured minion.
Yeah, Bone Chewer Brawler getting injured by the Guardian Og Merchant makes it a perfect target for this Coerce.
I forgot Coerce could do that. Oh, because it's usually just it's usually just destroy minion. I keep forgetting it has an execute effect on it. Like I really like getting it out now because, like, it's a conditional spell, so you have to, combo it.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, we also just happened to get a combo off the top here with the Armor Vendor. Is going to be able to combo the Coerce that we have already used now. But
yeah, this is such an awkward position for Just in Time now, because he's trying to think about the best way how to play around things. Like if like playing around something now just plays into it later, right? So he needed to hold the Cult Neophyte for the brawl, but he also needed to play the Cult Neophyte to prevent the mind field from just destroying him.
Yeah, so Occult Neophyte can either be used to sort of prevent your minions from being able to be cleared by certain removal, or, I mean, in this case, you just need more damage right now.
Oh, trading the... That's really interesting.
We already have one heavy plate, and probably one is going to be enough, honestly.
Oh, that's a really good pickup, that weapon. So now he can send the 3/2 face and then also kill the Armor Vendor by just hitting into it. That prevents him from playing the Rinling Rifle. So
in this case, the first played minion here is the Guardian Og Merchant, played right before the Intrepid Initiate. So that'll be the first one to attack in if he uses the Trim Crescent.
I feel like you always pick the play the Ringling Rifle here, right?
Yeah, I think getting the value, getting the secrets, getting the information as well is best.
All right, so he opts to peacefully coexist with the 1/3 Armor Vendor, and Like, I think that's correct because because there's 2 secrets that rely on minions. The attack the 3/3, the 3/3 and the
Wow.
snake trap, right? Oh, Rancor. Oh, well,
Yeah, and open the cage is not going to trigger. Instead,
oh,
where Rancor? Right there.
well, that's painful.
Yeah, this is we thought that leaving this armor vendor alive was going to not be a problem, but now it's contesting all of our small minions because we haven't been able to buff them.
Or he's just spending all his mana. I like it. So how does he come back? Does he needs a Mankirk into a Kodo runner, right? I think that's the only way.
I think he just needs to go Barack Kodobama or Barack Kodobane as soon as possible.
All right, so it looks like he's getting the achievement, the kill 5 minions with Minefield.
If Molstar didn't have it already,
he has it now. Oh, no. That's a really good Outrider stacks. Oh yeah, that's easily the best card you could have picked up, or second best. Well, actually,
we just need cards that draw cards.
Yeah.
So Warsong Wrangler is going to probably get the Trampling Rhino. Hope to see another minion come out of Molstar ever.
Oh, he's going wide. Okay, so for weapons, isn't it? So there's only 2 weapons, right? Outrider's Axe and the Bulwark.
Yeah, those are the only 2 that Control is playing nowadays. The Bulwark obviously is great for avoiding lethal. The Outrider's Axe, great for removing minions. It seems that Molstar just isn't feeling the pressure right now, and I don't blame him. I think he's also sniffed out that the open the cages is the secret.
I think it's the only one that hasn't triggered, right? Because he attacked. He hasn't gone face yet, so it's still technically gonna be explosive, right?
No, actually, the armor vendor immediately went into an attacked face.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't
right.
explosive, and it wasn't misdirection. So, we see Molstar getting low. It could be a dangerous time, except for that there's a heavy plate.
Yeah.
Heavy plate armor vendor is probably gonna put him just out of reach here.
Oh, that's a Rushcott Viper.
And that is the last weapon from Justin, most likely.
Yeah.
Usually decks run 1 Ringlings, 1 Truant.
I've seen a Sunless of 2, but I don't think those. I don't think that's very good, right? Oh, he actually can't play that.
And there it is. Molstar is going to take it. 3-2. Winning 1 game, losing 1 game, winning 1 game, losing 1 game, getting that all-important Game 5. And he's going to get in a call with us soon for a winner's interview, I presume.
All right. Can't wait to talk to him. Like the Druid game was probably particularly tilting, the first one. Hello.
Hello, Molstar.
Hello.
Congratulations on the victory.
Yeah, thank you.
So we actually saw a lot of decks from last expansion in this match. Did you expect?
Oh, I kind of just realized that. Yeah, did I expect like Justin's decks?
Yeah, I mean, you were bringing Control Warrior. He was bringing. You were both bringing Face Hunter, which barely changed.
Yeah, Face Hunter basically got 1 new card.
Clown Druid from last expansion.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I feel like those are kind of what's good right now. Besides, like, mage and warlock, but warlocks are banned.
Mhm.
So like because like the paladin got nerfed, the demon hunter got nerfed, so that's why I feel like a lot of the decks have to come back.
So I was gonna ask, like, what about Shadow Priest? Like, that seemed to be making waves. Like, that bad last hero standing deck?
Um, for me, I think it's fine. It beats other aggro decks. I typically have played like regular control priest, but then I just like didn't want to copy my pro lineup and wanted to change it up a bit. Um, so I might see a return in the future
I don't
for
know.
control priest.
I think that's a genius move. Like, you don't copy your pro lineup, but then you do for 1 week because if your opponent's thinking about it, like, all right, he's not bringing this lineup because he never brings
Yeah.
the same 2 lineups. Then you get him.
A lot of counterplay to be had. With the Clown Druid, Druid has quite a few decks that are available right now. Did you pin Justin on bringing Clown Druid?
I did not even know that it was clowns. I thought it was just Guardian Druid. Like
Mhm.
he didn't. He played one survival, and then that game was pretty much over. I did not expect that. I expected it to be like Anaconda. So like whenever he did the greetings and then the animals and then I was like, what? This is the deck he's playing. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling that Druid always seems to have the exact same, early game, which is,
Do nothing.
ramp.
Yeah, ramp.
And it's like this has been like this in the wild for like years now, where Druid always plays like I think 15 or 20 of the exact same cards no matter what, and then the only thing that changes is the win con. I'm kind of happy that Standard's seeing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just ramp and then basically do whatever you want after that.
Yeah,
Always loses to aggro, so that's like one of the weaknesses. So had 2 counters for that.
Yeah. And we didn't get to see the Warlock. Was your Warlock more of the aggressive 6 demons build?
Yeah, it was just a regular 6D. Um, I'm glad that we like both of us like didn't have to play it because then things could have went haywire. I feel like I would have been fine playing it, but like lots of things can happen, and like you don't know how it's gonna go out with 60 Warlock sometimes.
yeah, I've seen that deck. Like it feels like you either completely and utterly destroy your opponent, or you're just dirtle for like until like turn 8 and die. Like there's no middle ground.
Yeah, it's like hard to play, so either
Mhm.
you're like really good at it or just die early.
Yeah, lots of possible mistakes as well to make. Although players at your quality aren't going to make those. But speaking of Warlock, 6D Warlock is still coming back. How do you feel about the nerfs and how Warlock is positioned?
Oh, you mean the buffs to the animations and the buff to what's it called? The 3-drop Dark Lair.
Yeah,
I
the
saw
plus
I
one
saw a
plus one.
tweet. It was like it went from a 0 mana 2/3 to a 0 mana 3/4. Just because it costs health and you get it for free anyway. So like you get the mana back that you played Dark Lair. So it's actually like a kind of a buff because it's harder to remove.
I'm putting on my big brain thinking cap, and I'm thinking that that Dark Lair nerf was targeted to wild
Yeah,
more
yeah,
than
that's what people have been
standard.
saying. Yeah.
Even though they didn't admit it in their explanation.
Yeah, but it was a buff in standard.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about the rest of your team's chances? You got 2
Uh,
games left.
which team?
So you're on even without Turt. We must
Oh,
still
oh, oh,
skirt.
2 games as in the match. I thought you meant
Yeah,
like
2
2 games in the
matches.
season. No, no, no.
You just reversed it, so you guys were
So
down 2 matches, and you just brought it back to 3-2. Now it's Super Chicken and Skirt are your last 2 players here.
oh, those are the teammates you just mentioned are like really good players. So I believe. It's only 2 matches they have to win, right? So 2 out of 2.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, because if you're a 3-2 win, it puts the score
Should
to
be
10
to 5.
10 to 5. Yeah.
There is a possibility that that even through winning, you guys
Oh
can
yeah,
still not have enough points.
yeah. It's a win with at least a 3-1.
Yeah. A 3-1 would make it so that even on a tie on points, you guys have more match wins. But
It's still a tie
still
with
only
like
plus
+1.
1 point.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Only 14 points on the week.
Which is still good. That's still good, anyways.
Especially.
I mean,
Well,
we're still early in the season, so we have lots of time to come up again.
Is it week 2 for you guys?
Yeah, it's week 2. Week
Yeah.
2.
yeah, an incredibly strong lineup from you guys, an incredibly strong hero field. It seems like I'm going to be heading over to the next match, though. It was great talking to you, Molstar, and congratulations
Yeah,
on
thank you.
getting your team the victory.
All right. See you guys later.
Have a great night.
Good night.
So now the final block of this casting day is going to be Agent P. Ellie and the Light Showers versus Golden Wisps in Golden Legacy Conference, which is my team. Golden Wisps is up one match. It is 10-7. So if Golden Wisps wins either of these two matches, it is a win for their team. No contention. And if Agent P. Ellie and the Light Showers wins both their matches, then it is a win for that team. No contention. So I mean, I know what I'm rooting for, but still going to impartially see what happens.
All right, I'll just be biased to the other team, and you can be biased to your team. So,
Sounds good to me.
all right, and the bias will equal out.
First off, it's the battle of the 5 seeds here: Roadrunner versus Roofski. Yeah.
So, have they gone to Banton? Because I'm assuming they both banned Warlock.
We'll have to see what the bans are. We do know that they're running very similar classes, though. It's for Ruski, it's Hunter, Paladin, Shaman, Warlock, and then for Roadrunner, switch out that Paladin for a Mage, so it's Hunter, Mage, Shaman, Warlock. And actually, we're going to see the same sort of ban that we saw last week before the nerfs. Last week, it was the story of one person bans Shaman, one person bans Hunter, and it is more of the same.
All right, so we're going to see the Warlocks.
Yeah, we'll have to see if we get the Warlock mirror match.
All
here.
right, I love the 6D mirror match. All right.
I don't know if 6D is a very complicated deck. I don't know if everyone is going to play 6D here.
All right, let's see if they're. Looks like they're about to start. All right, but yeah, do you think they both lead with Warlock? I think in the last hero. Wait, this is pro, right?
Honestly, once
No,
we
it's Legacy.
could see Ruski play the Shaman first, and they just had such a good matchup in almost everything.
Yeah. It was Warlock, right?
I mean, so there's 3 different types of Shamans. 2 of the Shamans are very bad into Warlock. We don't know if Ruski is bringing the Doomhammer Shaman. Doomhammer Shaman is more of like a 50-50 into the Warlock, depending on play. And then into the Mage, it's a very similar story of the Doomhammer version is much better than the other 2. So I kind of expect Doomhammer, but
I don't
we
know.
could see.
I just felt like Warlock just beat every single Shaman deck silly. That was my experience while climbing. I think I was 8-0 against Shaman on my way to Legend with that Giants Lock deck.
I mean, the problem is that the Doomhammer Shaman loses very hard to the other Shamans. And so actually, with the Shaman ban, it's maybe even more telling. It could be a Doomhammer version because, on ladder specifically, the Shaman is so popular, and that means Doomhammer Shaman is such a bad time into those other Shamans.
It looks like it's a warlock versus a hunter. And
looks like we got pretty good starting hand here for Ruski. We've got the backfire alongside the demon seed, and even touching the atrazine to get some healing. For me though, I can't see Roadrunner's hand. I'm going to go ahead and restart.
wait, you're getting that? You're getting that too?
Yeah. Did you not see Roadrunner's hand?
It's telling me that spectate's not open, or it might not be open.
Darn. Well, we'll get to it in just a little bit. So we didn't catch the mulligan.
So the Tamsin means the Giants version, right?
Yeah, almost definitely.
All right. So I played a lot of this Warlock deck.
So have I. I certainly like it.
Yeah. It's like a classic. It's a classic control style deck, right? It's removal and to draw into your value engine.
Yeah, the only way in which it's not control is that it kills the opponent.
I mean, I feel like control has to kill their opponent eventually, right?
Yeah, I mean we saw Control Warlock last format doing more of a fatigue game plan though, so it's interesting to see the control deck this time being more of a make your 8/8s a mid-range plan.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, all right. I don't want to get into this control versus mid-range discussion, but yeah, it definitely plays a lot like mid-range sometimes. The Giants and the Battlemaster. So,
right. Well,
I really like the tap on 2 though, because you got the removal in hand, so you need to win with drawing cards. Now, because what does the touch on 2 or the drain soul on 2 do? It just kills something. You're not really getting any life value, but
yeah, I mean here we're definitely getting the life value, clearing off a lot of the board. Interesting, the touch of the Nathrazim was used. Might have liked that instead to be played alongside the Tamsin, kill off 2 minions, heal for 8. But I understand.
I really, I think you're right. Like, you definitely didn't backfire that turn, so you probably just drained soul pass.
The backfire was definitely not the choice.
Yeah.
You are under way too much pressure if you keep that 4/3 and the 2/2 up.
Yeah, but now I feel like you're forced to backfire here instead of the Tamsin double touch. So yeah.
Your deck is definitely telling you one thing, and that is backfire, backfire, backfire. Ooh, Spice Bread Baker is seen here. That is going to be a lot of healing.
The tour guide pickup's huge. Because with the tour guide pickup, you get a double discount. So your Flesh Giant costs 3, so you can then do a backfire Flesh Giant turn, or do I think it's just backfire Flesh Giant, because I don't think you want to fight. I don't think you want to spend the next turn just baking bread, right?
Yeah, it depends on just how much health Ruski is comfortable giving up here.
Okay, so the reason why I think a backfire is good here is because it helps the spice bread. It helps get your blood shard bristle back and your Baron Scavenger online. You got 22 life, which isn't ideal, but you're staring down 5 power on board. So if you spend 3, you draw 3, you go up to 10 cards, and then you can play the Flesh Giant, which allows your Spice Bread Breaker to basically have full value with Thalnos next turn. So I really like backfire to set up your turn 6.
Yeah, in this case, it is definitely also going to be good into the Imprisoned Felmaw here. Ooh, that's an interesting Raise Dead option. I'd like Raise Dead to probably be played after the Spice Bread Baker dies. Hopefully we can get just a lot of healing from that.
You definitely play the Flesh Giant, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it so the Felmaw has a 50-50, and we pray for one of the 2 options.
Looks like Ghostin's good at this game. All right.
Yeah, the Felmaw for Roadrunner looking a lot like the Felmaws I had against MPV yesterday, just going straight into the minion.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even
hate to see
shot. So
This is brutal. Like, you're getting very low, but you have... Oh, that's kind of awkward.
Yeah,
Maybe-
it does make it so the options are a bit worse here, but we can actually Bloodmage Thalmos and Mortal Coil put us very close to activating the Bloodshard Bristleback. Probably not.
All right, so I think this is the how do I win versus how do I not lose sort of line. Like, Spice Breadbreaker into Mortal Coil removes 1 power, heals... It heals 9, right? He's staring down...
Yeah. I definitely agree with you on the Mortal Coil Spice Breadbreaker. The Dual Shiner is interesting, but it doesn't heal you for 9, and you're not going to get back a Spice Breadbreaker off your raised deads and everything like that.
Yeah.
The Mortal Coil is just extremely important because you're 12 cards left in deck. That means you can tap and play Bloodshard Bristleback and Baron Scavenger
I
next
think you
turn.
have to Spice Breadbreaker. You just have to.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We do see that it's answered immediately by the board of Roadrunner here. 9 damage on board versus the 9 health from Spice Breadbreaker, but we'll get that 9 health back.
Like, he's gonna have this like brutal turn next turn, right? Because he goes down to 11. He plays a Goldshire Null taps, so that leaves him with, what was it, 4 mana?
So
4 mana.
actually,
So it turns on his Bristleback.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So.
Ooh, actually seeing the same sort of tempo option being chosen. Seeing a lot of Wolpertinger choices off of Warsong Wrangler.
All right, let's see if he's peacefully coexisting with the Spice Breadbreaker. All right, no peaceful coexistence with the Baker. Or yes, peaceful coexistence with the...
Oh, whoa, that is almost insane.
No, that is insane. You can Soul Rend into the Baron Scavenger.
If we get if we raise that to get a giant back, we can actually then play the Bloodshard Bristleback alongside that.
Okay, so you're at 5. He's got a Wolpertinger in hand. He's got 2 cards. Only lethal is Quick Shot. Right.
I think I like the Soul Rend, Raise Dead, and then play the giant. I mean, giant is giant's I guess not actually guaranteed.
Yeah, giant's not guaranteed. So what's winning? This is the main thing I think about when these sort of plays, because you have to play the Soul Rend. Now it's a matter of, okay, he's going for it. And he gets it.
We do see the Flesh Giant. Okay.
Right.
And so now he's back up to 8 health. He could play the other Raise Dead, which doesn't actually damage him at all because quest completion. But to maybe play the other giant, we'll see.
Did he get it off? He got it off.
Wow. The placement is not the best, but with the Bloodshard. Actually, no way to remove the Bloodshard Bristleback that's on board. I mean, it doesn't really matter, of course, because 3 attacks from the Giants will be enough to end it if there's not lethal from the 2 cards that Roadrunner has. Unfortunately for me, it's still bugged. I know that he has the Wolpertinger in hand, but I don't know the other 2 cards on the far left, far right.
I don't think he has enough to... I don't think he has 8 damage, right? So far left, probably like a...
Well, we could see 7 damage from 1 aimed shot. So if there's an aimed shot and any source of 1 damage from 1 mana spell to it's not going to be it. That is you don't now have the mana.
I mean, he played to get the quick shot for the 8-2, right? Or a some sort of removal for the 8-2.
Yeah, and we're...
Yeah, this is just lethal Battle Master. Very well played by Ghostin.
Game is going to be over. We see the Warlock sneaking past this mage and warlock fiesta, and now it's now the mage is not looking very promising into the other two decks.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we're going to see Roadrunner do a quick restart of client here. It seems like there was a bug on Spectate. But we'll get that cleared straight up and get right back into the games. Yeah, now Rufsky only has the Paladin and the Hunter left over into Roadrunner's still the Hunter. Or sorry, Rufsky doesn't have the Hunter left over. It's Paladin Shaman left against Roadrunner's Hunter Mage and Warlock.
So the Hunter got banned for Ruski, or for Ghostin, or Ruski. So that means, yeah, I think you queue Shaman, right?
Especially if this is Doomhammer Shaman. I mean, pretty much any matchup you find is going to be quite good. Gonna quick pull up the stats here while we have the time, just to look at it.
Yeah. It goes.
Yeah, it looks like. I mean, it looks like Face Hunter.
Did you ever think Roadrunner just plays his Warlock now?
I'm sorry. Could you ask the question again?
Do you think the other Warlock's going to come out for Roadrunner?
Ooh, that is interesting. I mean, Warlock is probably not the best class. I think actually Face Hunter is going to be the best. It seems to be more even into the aggro Shaman here, at least on stats. And it's just a question of, which way does that swing? I think more of the aggro Shaman into the Warlock is more on how the Warlock has built their deck to properly counter the aggro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, the mage is not going to be the queue, I think, for quite a while, unless we're just going to try and pray that we get some.
I mean,
some
if you
good...
queue the mage now, there's a higher chance. You get to see more games with it, right? So higher chance of getting Kazuru than just relying on that last queue for it.
Yeah,
like
that metric. Yeah. That metric, we should have queued it first instead of queuing Hunter first. But yeah, there is more chances to high roll with Mage if you queue it more times.
Yeah.
Just that it's good to get points for your team for the entire season. Even if you're not going to necessarily win your match, it's always good to make sure you get the points because we saw last season even quite a few teams tied on points or were 1 point away from making it. You could be the difference maker.
Oh, that's brutal. 1 point. Oh man.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Illidan's Death Knights, it was the second season in a row where they were 1 point away from making playoffs. And then in Hero, we saw a three-way tie for the last team to make it into playoffs, and then one team that was 1 point out of that tie.
Shaman versus Mage.
Okay. Like you said, we're going to get more chances here to get the high roll.
All right, I really like the keeping a Frost spell in hand. Or he got another one, but I think Frost is the hardest thing to complete with the quest, right? For Mage.
Oh yeah, I mean it really depends on what the opponent is doing. We see sometimes Warlocks not play any minions into the opponent's boards just so that the Mage can't progress their quest unless they get the secret exactly. But against the Shaman, we're going to see quite a few minions played. In this case, we do see Inara Stormcrash.
Yeah, this is the Doomhammer version because of the Stormstrike, right?
Yeah, Stormstrike, Stormcrash are only in the Doomhammer version. So we are going to see this Mage get attacked over and over. And I mean, Storm Crash can be removed with spells. Doomhammer cannot.
So that means that the mage needs to keep the life total higher, right? So this brain freeze is coming down, right?
I certainly hope so.
Yeah.
Yes, and we do see Brain Freeze progresses the quest, saves you some life. Now all we need is the fire spell, which we don't have yet.
He's going to go
from
dig
Road
for
Runner
it
side.
next turn, right? The Thalnos into Cram Session.
That seems to be the line.
I think you have to, right? Like you're not winning if you like how much time does that actually give you just to just Cram Session Brain Freeze the 1/3? That doesn't feel like a winning line, right?
No, not at all. And the 1/3 can't grow that much. I mean, if the 1/3 grows into like a 4/3 is maybe the worst you can see, then you're just going to Brain Freeze at the next turn, and then your opponent has an empty hand.
Well,
Ooh,
since you
and-
did that, I think you just passed here.
Yeah, Fire Sail is
Oh, that's only 2 damage he's removing potentially, right?
yeah. From our
Yeah.
perspective, you know, 1 elemental can be played, and then, but you know, 2 damage. You know that 2 damage might actually be the difference maker, because if
Yeah.
this mage can stay above 16 life, 16 life is one of those huge breakpoints.
All right. If you say it like that, I think that was correct then. The Apexis is Blastus. That is so good.
Ooh, okay, I mean, we can remove it with the Canal Slogger, especially alongside the other Granite Forgeborn.
And now he's got a Thalnos and the Fire Cell though for. This is like that was such a good hit.
Yeah, I mean, our opponent can have the Fire Cell. We'll play our Inara Storm Crash on that board any day.
Wait, he's not playing with the. No.
Okay.
I guess he wants to play the Flurry so he advances the quest further.
A little bit interesting choice here from Roadrunner to not kill the 4/1 almost for free. Get a card draw along the way here.
I mean, you just slammed the Phoenix, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he wants to play the Flurry, so he's not. So
0 mana elementals
yeah.
are just going to absolutely pressure this mage
Yeah.
down to 16, and now, I mean,
He needs a ice barrier off the top.
so Storm Strike is going to put it up to 10 damage if it's just the Storm Strike alone. But if Ruski top decks the other spell, the Rockbiter Weapon, then Storm Strike plus Rockbiter Weapon would be lethal exactly.
And I feel like you kind of just had to, you know, play the Flurries out so you could.
Oh my god.
Oh well, doesn't matter. He's
Okay,
dead.
well, cast their curse here. Exact lethal, exact mana.
God, that's brutal. Oh.
And so maybe saving grace for Roadrunner here is, you know, Ruski's only has 1 deck. He has to play that 1 deck every single time now.
It's the Warlock, right? No. No, I know
so
it's
Paladin.
Paladin. Yeah.
And a lot of people have been not believing in Paladin recently. So it's definitely an opportunity for Roadrunner to make it back.
So is there only one type of Paladin? Like,
There's one type of Paladin with 3 different flavors. It's like a Neapolitan ice cream. You know, the chocolate, the vanilla, and the strawberry here. They're all ice cream now.
so I remember seeing a stealth version, a secret version, and kind of like a normal version.
Yeah, so those are the 3 flavors. It is Secret, which runs the secret package but no stealth. Aggro, which runs the stealth and the secrets, and then Hand Buff, which runs the 1 mana Jewel Kit weapon, which will buff your entire hand by Divine Shield Stang. It looks like Sword of the Fallen puts this on either secret or aggro.
I think this is a secret, right? Because it's Sword of the Fallen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Sword of the Fallen either goes into aggro or secret, but I think actually that Goody 2 Shields is solidifies it here. Secret
as the jewel kit.
No, Jewel Kit is in the hand buff, the
okay.
pure hand buff one, which would not run Sword of the Fallen.
Let's see if he plays the. I think he plays the Doorbell, right? Yeah.
We're
Ooh, that's not a good pickup.
yeah.
Let's
We're going to see Roadrunner make it a little bit ahead in the early game here. Goody 2 Shields doesn't do super well into
2 Galloping Saviors. Oh.
Galloping Savior is actually not very commonly run. Usually it's 1 Galloping Savior and 2 Omayogs.
Yeah, so that means that what about Avenge? Does Avenge get run?
I would say no.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. So this is the spectator bug with the pack mule. So does Roofski know that he is supposed to play the generated pack mule, not the one from his deck?
So that breaks the game, right?
The one that comes straight from his deck would break spectating from us. It looks just like a card back, and if you hover over it, it says unknown on it.
I mean, this is a very easy trade, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I still like to see the card draw first before taking these trades, just to see what we can.
I mean, the 1/1's always going in, right? So this is a tracking to make the Omayog less awkward. Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh no!
Hit the wrong minion.
Okay. Well, Thorglyph can still take out the 4/2, I guess. And luckily, can't play another 1-cost card.
So if he plays the encumbered pack mule that we can see, can he then play the other one?
I don't know. It looks like no. We will now have to restart our spectating. Unfortunately, looks like while you're getting back into it, just letting you know that Roadrunner has played the Warsong Wrangler, grabbing a minion from his deck, and then Brewski is coming right back with the Conviction to make his 5/3 minions, and then smack in face. And then now, while I reload, hopefully you can tell me a bit about it.
All right, so you're correct. It went down. Looks like he picked a Rhino, the Trampling Rhino, and the Trampling Rhino is trading into the 5/3. And at his turn, he pushes 4. I believe the 1/1 might go into the Trampling Rhino while he plays the Hammer to Naru. The 3/3 weapon and the 6/6 are going to be really difficult for the Hunter to overcome.
Very strong 6/6 minion and taunt will block a lot of what the Hunter wants to do here.
Yeah, this Ringling's rifle is looking really bad. So, what does he? I think he's forced to play it though. Hope to get a. This is all in on the freezing trap here. And he does not get it.
Ooh, not good luck for Roadrunner today.
Let's see if he actually attacks with the 6/4 though. Like, there's oh well, now he knows. I was gonna say there's merit for not attacking with the 6/4, mainly because of. Oh wait, this is just lethal.
And that is going to be it on the series. This match, a 3-0, yeah, for Roofski. Really just taking this Hunter to town here. So we are going to get Roofski in for a post-match interview. We have a lot of time to interview for the next match is going to need to come up here.
No, looks like Paladin's still there. Like the Conviction or like the Paladin's demise has been completely overstated.
Yeah, I mean, I won with my paladin. We're the only two paladins on our team here. It's just that if you play paladin on ladder, you will very quickly learn that it is much better in THL than on ladder.
All right. In the stealth variants, there's only one flavor of paladin now, right? Or is the stealth version still being played?
I played the stealth version. It looks like Roofski played the secret version.
Mhm.
You have some slightly different win rates. And hello, Roofski.
Hello, are you guys able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh yeah.
Great. How are you guys?
Good, and congratulations on the victory.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
So, how did you feel with each of your decks, sort of going into this match? Were you feeling very confident?
Yeah, I mean, I guess as confident as I could be. I thought Warlock and Shaman were the two strongest. I was surprised by the Hunter ban. He seemed to really like it and spammed it on me. Really close game on the first Warlock game. I wasn't sure if I was going to pull that one out, but I had that one turn where I was able to like hit myself for 3 twice to get the Giants to set up for the Wind Fury. So yeah, no, that was super hype. That was like the coolest game, I thought.
Oh yeah, that last turn was very good because like you realize that even though you kind of needed to survive, and you basically won if you survived because you got your bristle boars in line. So you did the line that made it so that you had the highest chance of survival. Because
Thank you.
It was very tense because there were 3 minions in that raised dead pool. So if you didn't get that giant, then I think you were actually dead.
Exactly, because I couldn't play minion. Yeah.
Oh, wait, I thought you could play the tour guide still, and then shoot the tour guide.
Well, unfortunately, 3 mana left means you can play the tour guide, but you can't then play the bristleback to actually live.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I needed the 0 cost. That's why I was like, all right, let's hope these race sets are good. But yeah, turned out okay.
Yeah, I know you also submitted so I submitted Paladin. I see you also submitted Paladin. How do you feel about Paladin sort of in the meta right now?
Not sure. I haven't played I usually, because I'm working now, I usually play like on my iPad, like a couple ranked games every day or so. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Paladin is like as good. Conviction did get nerfed, but I still feel like Conviction generally is like a late game finisher, not minding too much about the mana cost. Like that game like kind of sets it up perfectly against Hunter where I literally conviction my 2 taunts and then it kind of set up the game for me. So yeah, I still think it's a good deck.
I mean, it's still 2 mana Leroy instead of a 1 mana Leroy, right?
Exactly. So
turns out Leroy's pretty good.
Turns out it is.
Oh yeah. I mean, were you ever worried in that last game versus the Hunter, or it seemed maybe smooth sailing?
Yeah, so on the flop, I had the 1 drop, and on the flop, I hit the weapon. And for Paladin, that's like the cleanest opener, and I was going first. So going into the game, I'm like, there were very few openings he could have that like I can't like deal with pretty smoothly. I was surprised he coined out like the infestation, but in my mind, it just means like, all right, he's not gonna have as many resources. I just need to be able to like stabilize. Did my best to clear as like efficiently as I could. And then yeah, literally that exactly happened. He sort of ran out his team when I set up my my 2 taunts. And then as a hunter, you have to have some sort of board going into your turn. So yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, the 2 taunts, the conviction. Yeah, the pack mule bug was kind of annoying.
Yeah, I don't know if you know about the pack mule bug. For all listeners too, it is if you have the pack mule, it generates a new one, and there's a bug. The original pack mule, the one from your deck, not the generated one, bugs out spectating clients for whatever reason.
Oh, did I bug you guys out?
You played both pack mules, so there was no really way around it. But we were still able to commentate the match.
Okay, I am so sorry. I didn't know
No,
that.
And
you had to play it, right?
yeah, Blizzard should just cut Paladin from the list of classes, so we don't
They
get
just
that bug
cut the
anymore.
mule, dude. You can't run mule in your list, essentially.
Yeah.
Just ban Mule because of the bug, spectate bug. Yeah, it's ruined GM, right? Like multiple times.
That's crazy.
Unfortunately,
realize.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's I think my first sweep, so I'm super happy. It's just kind of like fun when you're like grinding, and it's kind of like you're able to show that. I thought these are the decks I just kind of like spam always on the ladder, so I kind of felt comfortable with them, and yeah, happy with the win. Thanks.
Yeah. So how do you feel about the sort of the rest of the team's chances? I know that
They're-
HRPWE is going to be right after this. So
Yeah, I mean, the dude's a stud. I feel like my whole like squad is a stud. I just kind of like finessed my way on here. So I'm just kind of doing my best in the 5 seed and letting the top legends do what they do best. So yeah, I think they're gonna be fine.
I think you're the stud. I mean, you went 6-3 last season in Legacy, right? In the 5 seed.
Yeah. I was Yeah, do what I can. Actually, I guess a little fun fact, I started playing Hearthstone like I think the second month it came out. Back when I remember my first legendary was the knight that could destroy a taunt minion.
Whoa,
Um,
Death Knight.
Black
Yeah.
Knight.
yeah.
Yeah, Black Knight.
So I've been playing for a minute. I haven't played obviously like competitively or intensely for all like the years that it's been out. I definitely stopped a little bit in college, picked it up again, but yeah, now it's just been like updated and there's so many more cards, so much more interactions, and it's kind of like Magic the Gathering. It's another card game I play. Is just like getting to that level where it's just getting really fun. So yeah.
So it's always really cool to see, hear someone coming into the game. How did you get introduced, like reintroduced? You said you took a long hiatus.
Yeah, definitely always just in time. He's a pretty good player, I would say.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we actually went to high school together, and we started lifting together during COVID because we were locked down and we live next to each other. And yeah, so because he plays a lot, he sort of got me back into it.
Yeah,
All
he
right.
was he was on stream right before this, but unfortunately, he was not as lucky as you.
Oh, what happened was the result.
He lost 2-3, right?
Okay,
yeah.
well, I mean, it's I don't know how to feel about that because I feel like losing 3-1, you're like, well, at least I didn't waste that second game, but 2-3, it's like you were so close to losing it.
Mhm.
But I don't know. He'll be all right.
Him against Molstar, I mean, it's very powerful on either side.
Oh, it was against Molstar?
Yeah, it was against Molstar.
Oh, they know each other like decently well, I think. So that must have been a spicy one.
So, getting back to you as a 5 seed, are there any? I don't know if you pay attention to the other THL players. If you have any 5 seeds that you're sort of worrying about.
So I guess okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not sure who like the 5 seeds in like Hero or Legacy are. I played Fish, Dr. Fish, and he's good.
Hmm.
So I mean I lost, which sucks, but I guess I'm happy that's over. Um, I guess whoever I lost to last season, I'd be worried about. But otherwise, I think I'm chilling. Honestly, like I try not to think too much about that. It's mostly like depending on like what's locked into the lineup, making sure that I'm bringing like the right versions of each decks, and then yeah, just being comfortable with my decks, whatever I play. They'll do their best, I'll do my best, and whoever comes out on top is generally kind of how it goes down. So
Yeah,
The
no,
only-
no reason to be scared. Anyone could beat anyone.
Yeah.
exactly.
Well,
And
so
that's like the one thing I'll make a comment on, I guess, is Hearthstone. Sometimes it feels like a coin flip. Especially, I mean, it hasn't happened too much now, but like I know in previous seasons, this is a long time ago, and like this was like Ice Mage, and like people played Druid where you'd summon those 1/5 taunts a bunch, but it was literally like rock paper scissors, and so that part is like kind of
the
frustrating at times, but
polarized meta.
yeah.
Hmm.
But what was it? That was the second round of Quest Rogue. was when that discussion came up, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How many nerfs has Quest Rogue gotten?
Okay, so this actually came up. So it has gotten 2 direct nerfs and 3
Direct?
reworks.
Oh, okay.
Because it used, what was it? Originally, it was an aura effect that affected your deck. So if you stole the hand, they would be 5/5s.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
But then they fixed it so that when you stole their hand, it didn't. Or it was something like that. And they changed the way aura works. They changed the way summoning works, because in the first iteration, when you summon something, I think it didn't become a 5. It was a 5/5, but then it didn't become. I don't know. I know there's been 3 reworks about really random scenarios.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I know that there are versions of Rogue right now that are like, I
Mhm.
guess, like anti-meta, like they kind of target some of the popular decks, but I do not have the qualifications nor gameplay knowledge to execute that deck. So sticking to these, maybe throw in Demon Hunter if it's good. This has been the decks I've been rocking really.
All right. Well,
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ruski, for coming on here, and
Yeah, you're welcome.
and thank you for winning for our team.
Represent.
mhm.
But we're going to be sort of sliding into the info for the next match.
Awesome. Good luck. Thank you,
Have a good
Brandon.
night.
Peace out.
So now it is going to be Agent PWE, the last match. Or sorry, Agent PWE versus Always Lethal, the last match for Agent P. Ellie and the Light Towers versus Golden Wisps. And it is whoever wins the week.
No pressure.
And both players are playing the exact same 4 classes. It is Druid, Mage, Shaman, Warlock. We do have bans. So, Memnarch, how are those bans?
Are they both Warlock bands?
Not so.
What?
PWE is banning Warlock, and Always Lethal banned Druid of all things.
Interesting.
Maybe a little bit scared of just all the possibilities that Druid could have. Aggro versus Anacondra versus, we even saw Clowns today.
Man, so the no Warlock ban. So are we going to get to finally see the 6D Warlock out of PWE?
That's the thing, is the 6D Warlock, not entirely sure if the 6D Warlock is maybe the only hope against Mage here, but it is certainly maybe the fastest version that could counter the Mage.
All right, so looks like we're about to get into the game. I'm assuming that PWE is going to lead with Warlock. Like, I always think you'd lead with your highest win rate class, just to get that out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, Warlock has the Mage matchup, though, so if
Right.
PWE runs with the Warlock first and Always Lethal anticipates that, then we're going to see Warlock versus Mage, which is just all terrible for the Warlock. Warlock really only has 2 counters in the meta, and one of them is Mage.
Man,
The other, of course, is Poison Rogue, but we don't see a Rogue from either player.
Poison Rogue. Interesting.
Yeah, made a resurgence.
That's with the self-sharpening sword, right?
Self-sharpening sword. There's also the poison weapon. The weapon, it's a 3-mana 2/2 weapon. It gets +1 durability every single time you play a poison on it.
Oh, that's pretty good. But it's 4 mana, right? As opposed to 3.
It's 3-mana 2/2 weapon.
Oh, 3 mana. Oh,
Yeah, just like the self-sharpening sword is 3 mana. And with the poison that lets you draw a card every single time you attack, it can get pretty out of hand.
still
Especially
really
with-
poison.
Yeah, Garrote also.
Garrote's so good.
Yeah,
It's like a 2-mana Pyroblast. Or a 2-mana Avenging Wrath, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to deal damage to the enemy minions like Avenging Wrath would, but it is so much damage to the face.
The 2-mana upgraded Gorehowl to the face. There we go.
We only love to see the upgraded Gorehowl too.
Yeah. Gorehowl's still in standard? I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know.
I actually don't think it is.
Oh,
Not included in the core set.
that's unfortunate.
So, being that the Warlock can get countered by the Mage, I actually think we might see a Doomhammer Shaman come out from Agent PWE.
That's spicy.
Just because that would counter the Mage, counter the Warlock, and it doesn't even counter the Warlock. Agent PWE banned Warlock, so counters the Mage, and but it does pretty poorly into the Shaman. I'm not entirely sure what Agent PWE is bringing with this ban.
Well, I'm still on the bring Warlock hill that I'm about to die on. You always bring Warlock. You always play the Warlock first.
Yeah, I mean, Warlock is just so polarizing the metagame.
Oh yeah, it's I've just been seeing like people like endlessly complain about Warlock, and then they buffed it with the Stealer of Souls rework.
So we're actually going to be hopping right into the match here. Agent PWE is on the bottom, and it's going to be Mage versus Shaman.
Ooh,
okay,
you got it right.
And Always Lethal also got it right. He brought the Doomhammer Shaman because he's facing both the Mage and the Warlock. So Doomhammer Shaman's going to be great into both.
I'm getting the spectate bug for Always Lethal. I can't see him.
A little unfortunate. I can just quick tell you. So Always Lethal just mulliganed away a hand of an Aura Stormcrash and a Gyreworm and a Note Taker, and got a Doomhammer, a Gyreworm, and a Granite Forgeborn. So this Granite Forgeborn is going to discount things, sort of lead him into the Doomhammer coming out.
I really like the Ice Barrier. He kept Ice Barrier, right? Agent PWE?
Oh yeah, that was in the mulligan. That is very easily choice. I mean, it's Frost Spell, keeps your health total high, which you need.
And this Wand Thief, he's not playing the minionless version, it seems.
Yeah, the Wand Thief is actually makes it a little bit better into Warlock and other stuff like that, because it gives you minions to then use your Frost spells on, like Brain Freeze.
Oh wow, so you play so you can just shoot your own stuff.
Sometimes. In this case, so Always Lethal is sort of deciding whether he's going to use the Gyreworm or whether he's going to save up for the Granite Forgeborn being played a turn early. It looks like he's going to save up for that because of the discount on the Kindling Elemental.
I mean, do you just ignite the 1/2?
That's what I'm thinking.
Your other options like Cram Session. And if you ignite it, that means you can coin out the Refreshing Spring Water. They're definitely saving coin.
Yeah, I don't think coining out the Ice Barrier is quite the play. We're going to get plenty of opportunities to play that.
All right. So yeah, so it looks like he's thinking about coining the Wand Thief.
Yeah, it's just we don't know exactly what we're looking for yet. So the only thing that does is gets us a 1/2 that can attack.
He's got an Arcana and a Frost Spell in hand, right? So it looks like he drew that Ignite right back.
Yeah. Okay, we see the Ice Barrier played. And this is the same Ignite because it is upgraded to 3 damage.
Alright, that Ice Barrier gaining that life.
Back up to full. So needs to play an Arcane Spell, and it looks like the Cram Session is probably going to be it, but
this is brutal.
This is not looking great for Agent PWE. lining up here with just so many minions that he can't fully remove.
Looks like he got his quest complete though, with the Incanter's Flow, which is, I think that's pretty big.
Yeah, he's going to need all the discounts he can get.
Did he ever hot streak Ignite here? Save 3 life? Or do you go for the wand?
Well, we're going to see what we get off the Wand Thief, of course, first. Ooh, that is, yeah, definitely a Frost Spell. We don't have one currently in hand. So now the hot streak into the Ignite is maybe something to play after the Snap Freeze. We do take the extra damage here, but it would both progress us through our quest and get the Fire Spell onto the next tier. It's a bit too greedy, though. Agent PoE decides.
This is 8 power. He's at 30. He's going to be at 22 after this. Do you think he just slams Doomhammer here?
Oh, definitely. You get Doomhammer as early as possible, as quick as possible. Just kill this mage. One of the
Frostbolt's the only spell that goes face. That's a frost spell, right? In standard?
Frostbolt is not in standard anymore, actually.
Really?
Nothing goes face, so there's no way to freeze the enemy hero, which is why Doomhammer Shaman is so good in the mage.
Oh, wow. This is painful for Agent PoE then.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to see, the Snap Freeze come out and maybe freeze this Arid Stormer, but...
He's thinking about killing the 1-2. I don't think you kill a 1-2. I think you attempt peaceful coexistence.
Yeah, this 1-2 is going to aggress on your face, and you don't care about that.
I mean, it is free with the healing totem, but, like... I still don't think you do it.
Oh.
I think you always start with the Arcane. Right?
Oh, yeah. Draw is king, and that's the same Ignite again. That is actually insane, because now there's a way to get rid of one of the minions here, the Granite Forgeborn.
Wait, so he's playing the Frost... Okay, he's completing the quest first, okay.
I actually might have liked the Rain Freeze better on that, and then the Snap Freeze, you can use it to progress the other side of the quest a bit faster.
Shattering Blast is...
Kill it. Combustion is interesting. Alongside the Brain Freeze, on the following turn can be quite a lot of removal.
I still think you throw the Ignite into the 4-4.
I guess he's actually going to use the Brain Freeze on the 1-3 here to save as much life as possible. It's an interesting Doomhammer build, by the way, from Always Lethal running the Serpent Shrine Portal.
Oh man, this is brutal. Because he's gonna have to complete the quest, but like he's dead if he plays the 5-5, right?
And Divine Rager, the hero for Always Lethal.
That's a fireball.
Fireball is not what Agent PoE wants to see right now. What he wants to see is...
That's huge. That's such a good pickup.
So that is actually insane to use alongside the Arcanist Armgrasp.
Yeah, this allows you to play Arcanist and not die.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Eh.
Because it looks like Agent PoE is on 2 health right now if the Storm Strike is played, which means it's lethal with the Serpent Shrine Portal.
Oh. I mean, what can you do as a mage, right? Oh, it's that. Oh, it's Wait, it's Rush. Okay, so it's almost under Force on Commander.
Yeah, it is. Before it was Battlecry, give your minions charge, and then it was changed, and then it was absolutely nerfed into the dirt.
Yeah. Man, people are wanting them to be re-inspired by the War Song Commander nerf in Standard to get the Warlocks, or Demon Seed, I should say. But yeah, that's a very good win for Always Lethal.
The mage is still open for PWE. I mean, Doomhammer Shaman was going to find the win at some point, most likely. Now we see the exact opposite coming out. Is this the Doomhammer from Agent PWE, or is this more of a elemental version?
Mm. So I think you keep the quest only, right?
And it is Doomhammer. So TWE both banning one of the good matchups for Doomhammer and then playing it anyways.
This Kindling Elemental's awkward, right? Because you don't get the discount with the cage match.
I
Yeah.
mean,
He just passes. He thinks the one man's gonna be useful later on.
Cult Neophyte is even harder against the mage. Really, just leaning into to bullying this mage.
Just some straight mage hate right here. That's
Pure
an Arid
hot,
Stormer.
fiery mage hate.
Interesting, he didn't play Kindling and then the Arid Stormer, right? I guess he's. I mean, what else? What are you setting the discount for? Like,
it's maybe if your elemental chain gets broken, I guess.
okay. Yeah, that's true. I wasn't really thinking about elemental chains. I was thinking more of the mana.
But I do agree with you. I would like this 1 damage to start going face and just end this game faster. In this case, for Always Lethal, he's starting to work a little bit on him. Unfortunately, he has so many fire spells in his hand that he really needs to just progress this quest as soon as possible.
Yeah. He looks like he's. Well, he's not. I guess he's going to be staying alive for a little bit because of all the fire spells, but staying alive isn't winning in this matchup. The Doomhammers. Like, the Shaman has inevitability, right?
Yeah, the Shaman, you definitely need to just go as fast as possible with the Mage in order to make it to your quest reward and hopefully just one-shot the opponent.
Right, that's Ice Barrier, right? There's no other secrets that can possibly be played.
Yeah, so Always Lethal did just play the Ice Barrier here. I'm sorry if you're still getting the Spectator bug. There is 2 Fire Cells and a Fireball as the only spells in Always Lethal's hand. And now another Fire Spell, the Hot Streak.
Is it the 3 mana? Or 3 power?
So Hot Streak is the one that discounts the next Fire Spell by 2. So you can Hot Streak into Fire Sail this turn, or Hot Streak into Fireball this turn. Still no Arcane Spell, though, to actually press quest.
Do you ever just tradable away to Fire Sail?
I don't know if we're going to do that this turn quite. We
probably just Fireball to 2/5 and hope for the best, right? Or
yeah, I mean, we might actually just ping.
What? That doesn't do anything though because of the healing totem, right?
An emote, hero power, and a moat from Always Lethal.
I think it kind of gives away his hand, right? With the Fire Sail.
So I mean, HPW doesn't know necessarily that the Fire Sail is coming, but maybe you can sniff it out here.
Yeah. That was a very easy Doomhammer for Agent PWE.
Yeah, we're just gonna get started.
Yeah, its Elemental Chain's broken though, which is unfortunate. So it doesn't get the Arid Stormer.
It's okay. Killing Elemental can go alongside in a lot of different plays next turn.
His next turn looks so awkward. Like, he might just have to Fireheart Instructor for a value. Just discover a spell.
Yeah, Fireheart Instructor, find a way to increase his attack is definitely a way to start killing. I mean, this Diligent Note Taker isn't going to get much value until.
That's a Storm Strike. I think you want to save that for the Diligent Note Taker.
Oh, definitely. Never mind.
Oh, he's going. Oh, wow, this is aggressive.
Oh, we have to be.
He executed his own minion. You don't see that every day.
So in this case, we're going to see another Ice Barrier come out. And maybe that'll give Always Lethal enough time to get this quest forward. Oh my god, and another Ice Barrier? Okay, never mind. This is
So what? Oh man, he has to deal 33 more damage now.
ooh, this is maybe not looking so good for Agent PWE. I thought that he'd be favored, but
Okay, so he's playing
Sorta.
the Arid Stormer. Does he play the Wailing first? Or is he
This
value to hero
case-
power more than the Wailing?
in this case, choosing to not get the 2 damage or the extra attack on the Wailing, probably a minor mistake in the grand scheme of things. Being that his game plan is focusing on the weapon more so than his minions.
I mean, that Storm Strike pickup's huge with the Diligent Note Taker. That is 16 damage next turn through the weapon.
16 damage next turn. We could see that the if the minions live, and if the Ice Bearer isn't played, we could see a lethal, but I highly doubt.
I mean, he's kind of scared of dying, right? Like, I feel like you have to play the Ice Barrier just to stay above the critical numbers. Oh, this looks like a fire sale.
And
Mhm.
I mean, Apexis Blast is more damage once we actually complete this quest. Now with the fire cell, that is the fire spell, and then we're getting Arcana Star Dawn Grasp.
Okay, so he looks like he's going to play the Ice Barrier plus Arcanus next turn. Clear.
They play that, or just may start sending some damage face. Also has a lab partner in hand to make it 4 spell damage on the turn.
This is so awkward for Agent PWE.
Yeah, just going to Fireheart to see what can be gotten. I mean, Landslide is another spell at least.
That's a lightning bolt. You ever just save the? I think you have to save the Doomhammer shots, right?
I don't know about that. I mean, hey, Storm Strike is.
Think about it. You have a Diligent Note Taker, so your next turn's basically would
I was very
be.
interested in Diligent Note Taker with the Lightning Bolt actually, but just to round out our mana here. But this is still going to be fine. I just don't like using saving the Doomhammer means we're missing 4 damage this turn. We can always just play the next Doomhammer.
I think you have to pick the Imprisoned Phoenix, right?
Yeah, I agree. There is definitely not enough time to get value from either of the other 2 options. Interesting, not taking the Deathmatch Pavilion, instead of choosing to take the Title Surge, knowing that the Long Grass was coming out.
Yeah.
You're going to get some damage on you.
I think this is so hard for the Shaman here, right? Because he has to play Doomhammer, so that means he has 3 mana left. So I guess Title Surge fits into that nicely.
The pickup is Incanter's Flow for Always Lethal. Now, maybe that's actually a better play than than playing Arcanist Dawngrasp for this turn, especially since the pressure seems to be a little bit off.
I feel like you have to play. Well, you could what was it? Apexis Blast at 3/3, right?
Yeah, I think Apexis Blast at 3/3 and Incanter's Flow is either that or Incanter's Flow plus Ice Barrier plus maybe this Ignite here.
I mean,
Deal 3 to it.
okay, so I feel like you always have to play either Apexis Blast or Dawngrasp here because they're 5 mana, right? Like,
Looks like
one
hovering Dawngrasp.
Yeah. Okay.
Using Burn on the minion, just so.
I like it. Like, he's at 14 life. He was at
Wow!
11.
Wow! Another Ice Barrier. Oh my god! Always Lethal just cannot be killed.
I think you Diligent Storm Strike Idol. No, that seems so bad. You just Doomhammer up?
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be it. I mean, we accept accepting 7 damage face is also quite scary. Toteming first.
Not even playing the Nimbus. He looks like he was wanting a taunt totem.
Okay, well, we're going to see the Storm Strike, Diligent Note Taker Storm Strike being 16 damage next turn is not enough through another Ice Barrier. So it is up to Always Lethal to either kill here or Ice Barrier up and still live.
I think you always play Ice Barrier here. You're at 10. You're facing down a Doomhammer. Like,
Well, it depends on if there's Lethal.
oh yeah, besides Lethal, right?
It looks like unless we get some stuff off of the Arcane Intellect, I mean, we haven't discounted our deck at all, so...
I think you have to make do what's in hand, right? You have options. You have you have health. Since he's got 2 Ice Barriers, right? I think you have to play one.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be an Ice Barrier here. I mean, we've got 19 damage from Fireball plus Apexis Blast, and we're going to see what the Apexis Blast does, but it's not going to...
That is
Oh,
brutal.
my. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I mean, Agent PW, I'm sorry, but this is not your game.
He actually has a really good play with Tidal Surge.
Yeah, we can clear, and we can heal back up to 26. But is that living? I mean, is that winning?
Looks like he's just gonna play out the Tidal Surge. Like it's so brutal because if that Death Rattle hits the Arcanist, like you just have to try to peacefully coexist with the Arcanist. That's like never winning line.
It does not hit the Arcanist, thankfully, but man, this is I mean, hey, you can think to yourself, what if that isn't Ice Barrier? But it's almost definitely 3rd Ice Barrier, and we're soon going to see 4th Ice Barrier.
Oh.
And by that I mean we're going to see the end of the game here because Fireball plus Ignite is more than lethal.
That's brutal.
Yeah, if Agent PoE had decided to do the living line, the Tidal Surge on both, it would have been lethal, but really no hope to actually make it back from that position. And now it is all down to Always Lethal's, looks like Druid, whatever that is.
There's like 4 different types of Druids, right? This could be anything. They're all bad into Shaman though, right?
I mean, it really depends on the type of Shaman and the type of Druid here.
Okay.
So, looking at the aggro Shaman specifically, it looks like it isn't really favored into almost any of the Druids.
So you think the Warlock's gonna get played then?
Yeah, I mean, this is a question of Agent PW can get the win with the Elemental Shaman into the Druid, depending, of course, on how the game shakes out. But getting points for the team is also a consideration. Yeah, Warlock is very, very favored into Druid. So, nope. Just gonna see Shaman come out again. And the Cenarian Ward in the hand is a telltale sign that is Anaconda Druid.
So I think Shaman just kills before the Anaconda combo goes online, right?
That is the hope for the Shaman. Because if that Anaconda combo does end up happening, then there's so many taunts, so much reduction, so much armor that you cannot hope to combat.
Well, that's a giveaway.
That's the hand that'll do it, though.
I think this Shaman's going to be just fine.
Actually, so I misspoke. It's not Anaconda Druid, that is Miracle Druid, being that the Cocoon pieces were shuffled in.
You know,
And
I
I
think,
lied.
yeah.
The Miracle Druid is the only druid that aggro is favored into with almost 70% win rate.
70. Well, it seems a bit extreme, but yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, very sorry to Miracle Druid, but it does not, at least on HS Replay, have the stats to back it up. Though Always Lethal is playing probably at a higher caliber. Okay, that is
Unfortunate.
maybe he'd prefer
Do
the
you think he
caliber to be a little bit higher.
Do you think he coins out the Carnal Slogger?
I
6 is bigger than 4.
think actually I would rather save the coin to coin out Doomhammer or coin out Inara Storm Strike. We can get a very good Arid Stormer this turn.
So like these Druid turns, what does he do now?
Ramps.
Yeah,
Overgrowth.
but like you're just taking so much.
Well, I mean,
You kind of have to
Maybe.
though, right? You have to play to your win. You have to play to your out, not your opponent's. You have to play to win, right? And playing to win means you get your game plan online.
So Roofsky in the interview a little bit ago mentioned the 1/5s from Spreading Plague. Kind of see Spreading Plague maybe not 2.0, but a side grade to it in Best in Shell. 6 mana, 2/7s. Always 2/7s with taunt. That will stuff out anything this shaman is trying to do.
I mean, you probably still just play. Do you play Inara actually?
Inara isn't quite enough to completely kill them. Maybe Canal Slogger is the play.
I mean, with Inara, you're getting. It's definitely not Doomhammer, right?
No.
Like, Inara is like a must-kill threat. He's got 3 mana. Can't really kill it since he used up both his what's it? He used up both of his lunar spells.
Yeah, the lunar eclipses. Yeah.
So I'm really liking this Inara play here.
Yeah, the Innervate could be used here to point out the Overgrowth. Looks like it's going to additionally play the Nature Studies, just rediscover Thorngrowth Sentries, another 2 taunts. But I'm a little bit wary of using all these spells because now the Gadgetzan Auctioneer doesn't have as much value to work with.
No, this feels like playing to live instead of playing to win. I know I brought that up before, but like I really would have liked to see the what's it called? The Nature Studies to be played with the Auctioneer.
Yeah, we get the Discover now, but would have been just much more valuable card draw.
Oh, he hits into the Inara.
You have to start getting damage on it somehow, and there is a part of Cthulhu, Always Lethal's hand, to deal 3 damage to the entire board.
I mean, that kind of gives away what he has, though,
right? Maybe. I'm not entirely sure. AGPWE doesn't really have much of a choice.
Yeah.
I think AGPWE is probably going to follow it up with a Granite Forge board.
Yeah, Granite seems like to use all your mana. It's insane value. Like, Granite Forgeborn is nuts. Like, hand and deck discount.
Yeah.
Like,
Granite Forgeborn is definitely put a big boon to Shadowwalk Shaman, but there's, in Wild at least, there's so many other extremely strong decks.
The Elemental is like one of the worst decks in Wild, so I don't really see this much.
So, the 2 cards in Always Lethal's hand being Lady Anacondra and Gadgetzan Auctioneer, I mean, he just needs the spells, but he already sent them away.
Yeah. Oh, is there a 10-mana spell he wants to deny with the cult? Like, I don't think so, right?
No, it's just about denying, multiple spells being played in the same turn kind of thing. But Always Lethal might not even have a spell.
I think that's a really bad for a druid. Oh, that's a good pickup.
Wow.
Oh,
Study the flames indeed.
what do you do here?
We can Gyre Worm and send the Canal Slogger in, but
It's soaking 9 damage. So, oh man.
yeah.
I mean, I think PH and PWE is like coming to grips with this play that he has to make. Like, this feels so bad. Oh, let's say he's sending into.
I don't like that
Oof.
all that much. Okay, choosing to instead keep the Canal Slogger on the board to get the recursive, the additional lifesteal of the turns. But
I guess then against Druid has no way to like burn you out, right?
no, I mean,
he needs to offset this weapon, right? This weapon could solo him if it wasn't for the Canal Slosher.
They pop off. If they do the pop off turn and they get through the entire deck play Cthulhu, then they'll deal damage.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, Always Lethal does have Feral Rage in hand, meaning that he has 10 damage on his PWE's 15 life.
I feel like you just hit the Slogger. Kind of have to.
Yeah, but that leaves you almost dead.
You can always armor up with Feral Rage, right?
Yeah. Wow, that's a great pickup for Always Lethal.
All right, let's see the Bog Beam.
Nope.
Unlucky.
Germination though. Germination's actually with the Lady Anaconda is a really good pickup. Oh man. Always Lethal's discovers have been insane.
Yeah. Actually, you might have to pick the Germination just so you can get a taunt, right?
Yeah, it's a taunt. It discounts your nature spells by an additional 2. It's just it's not nourished though, I guess.
Yes. Rockbiter, is that lethal? I think it is.
That is lethal. And Agent PWE will take it finally with the Shaman here. Now into this Miracle Druid, we got Warlock and Mage.
So does Miracle Druid actually beat any? I guess if you pop off and get the Miracle turn, it does win.
Right? Trying to see here.
Because the Mage just feels like it just goes over the top of the Druid, right? Like you make the wall of taunts and it just burns you out.
It does depend on who combos first. It actually looks like the Quest Mage has a 20% win rate into the Miracle Druid. So
really? Oh. Well, never mind.
Yeah, the health that the Miracle Druid gains from their big Lady Anaconda turn is more than the damage. Okay, yeah, the very favorable Warlock matchup is queued next, getting points for the team.
Looks like it's the Control Lock version, not the 60. And it's brutal for the Druid, right?
Yeah, I mean, so there's the idea of the Druid can sort of pop off with a Lady Anaconda turn and play Germinations, copy Lady Anaconda, discount all their spells, play a bunch of spells in one turn, and then Warlock just plays Soul Rend. There's that.
Yeah, Soul Rend's pretty good.
Yeah. So, being that you've played the most Warlock here, have you played against any Druids, any Anacondas? Wow.
Not once. Wait, I might have played one. I kind of ran him over though, because he got the. I just got like 2 early giants, and Druids have been historically really bad against big minions.
Yeah, wide big boards are not.
Yeah, I mean they used to have Naturalize, and Naturalize went away.
Ooh, that is very interesting. So Lightning Bloom allows Fungal Fortunes to be played on turn 1, doesn't choose to do it.
I feel like that's not a... Like, if you fungal... that means you don't have a turn 2, right?
You don't have a turn 2, but you drew 3 cards, you skip your turn 2, and then you hopefully get the Overgrowth to play on turn 3.
Okay, both Soul Rings have been picked up, so that's huge. Like, he has an
Mhm.
answer to the Anaconda board now.
Yeah, and we do see Anaconda in Always Lethal's hand, so it's only a matter of time until he decides to pull that trigger. We don't see the Germinations, though, is usually the other half of that.
Yeah,
Another Fungal Fortunes.
I feel like you have to play one now, right?
No, instead choosing to go Lunar Eclipse now, probably.
Yeah.
Fungal Fortunes. Yeah. Oh, Malagos discarded again.
Second time. Unlucky. So he can actually play the Flesh Giant here. Like a tap, raise dead, Flesh Giant.
Yeah, so Raise Dead getting back
He's
just the one minion. But
I mean, it's not exactly great raise dead value, but Druid does not cannot answer this Flesh Giant.
yeah, it's not great Raise Dead value, but it's great Flesh Giant value for
Yeah.
sure.
So this
Now-
Flesh Giant's going to go on a beatdown path to the face.
Yeah, pretty much the only large removal this Druid has is if they get the Maw of Cthulhu, destroys one minion, but not in hand.
Yeah, that's not even good. It's like, I mean, it's the best of no options. So I guess it is good in this situation.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of interested to see what PWE does next turn, because this tour guy is going to make his raise Deadpool worse if he plays it.
But it also allows him to play the Mortal Coil and to so making progress on the next stage of the quest. Wow, Celestial Alignment played.
Ooh.
Interesting, not playing the tour guide to get
Nah.
a free tap there.
He needs to beat down. He needs to,
Needs to start killing right now.
yeah, like right now. He runs Battlemaster. I'm assuming he runs Battlemaster, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah. I feel like you played a Thalnos. Just you want more stats on board. Or,
Okay, well, this Druid is dead unless they can pop off this turn. They do have the Nourish in order to
yeah, I think I mean, with Anaconda, this is the easiest
really
pop.
go.
Oh yeah, this is the...
And
Yeah.
2 Cenarian wards in hand. I think this is maybe just about all she wrote for this Warlock. I mean, there's Soul Runs in hand to clear the board after.
I mean, the Slorans are going to give him hope, right? Or actually, if he beats the this pop-off turn, he kind of wins, right?
I mean, I actually am not sure if Agent PW wins after clearing the board from this pop-off. Just because of just how much more mana the Druid has, just how much more progressed through their deck they are.
That's true, yeah.
Here we see the Cenarian ward.
Well, he's got 10 mana, and his opponent's got 2, so...
Hey, whoa, we got 3 mana now.
Oh, 3 mana, yeah.
Oh, and a big green man? Okay. This is, it's almost lethal just from attacking.
Oh!
Okay, that is actually lethal. I think Always Lethal does the Solar Eclipse Feral Rage.
Yeah, but the actually he got it off. The rope. The rope's not didn't hit the end turn button.
Okay,
that means he got it off.
Cthulhu in deck. No, it just means more cards are being played. And never mind, Innervate plus Cthulhu. That is it. Agent PWE goes down. It is a 3-1 victory for Always Lethal.
Yeah, this Druid deck seems pretty good.
when it goes off, yeah. So obviously we're going to get Always Lethal in here for an interview. Man, though, what an insane last turn.
Yeah, I did not see the lethal there.
I think there was a GM or a very high legend player who claimed to be the first in history to get all that down and play the Cocoon in that same turn, and we see basically the same sort of thing happening from Always Lethal. Just draws the entire deck, plays the Cocoon, discounts it, kills.
Man, I thought that was some sort of meme deck, but that looks like it actually has some teeth to it.
Yeah, and we thought Warlock was favored here.
I mean, it looked like it was favored. Like he was about to kill him, then until he didn't.
No, I have to be impartial. Not be sad that my team lost.
Yeah.
But it was a very, very good set.
Oh, looks like we're adding Always Lethal to the call. And yeah.
Let's see, we may have maybe having some Discord issues, but meanwhile, we never got to see the druid from Ancient PWE. I wonder if that was actually the correct ban there.
Yeah. Hello, Always Lethal, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, that druid pop off at the end.
Yeah. I was lucky. I got an Congress, so I think I could have gone a turn earlier too.
Nah, I feel like you timed it appropriately. Like your opponent was determining when you had to go off basically.
Yeah.
So you played that. I think you played that perfectly.
Yeah, it was perfectly well timed. I mean, the opponent was just about to lethal you, and so you just lethal them right back. Now,
Yeah.
what was the decision to ban the druid there? That was unexpected.
Well, I thought that all my decks could do well into the Warlock. I mean, if it was it was a strategy from my teammate. So he suggested that I just ban Druid, target Warlock. Shout out to Nick. Can you hear me?
So Warlock can be
yeah.
targeted.
Nick pulling out the win and also another win for his teammate, essentially.
So
yeah.
If that was the 6D Warlock, would you have also banned it or targeted it, I should say, or would you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
So it's the same matchup spread.
No, I think the Handlock does way better into Celestial. I mean, I imagine it would, because they can just drop Giants for free like after one tap, so or one race then. So
yeah, instead of killing on turn like 8 or 9 with a big combo, you can possibly kill on turn 6 if you've been able to play the Giants well.
Yeah.
And then I saw you brought in the Doomhammer Shaman into the possibility of another Shaman from Agent PWE.
Yeah, I figured we both were not going to bring Quest Shaman because of our other 3 classes. So I mean, and the only other choice is Doomhammer Shaman. Like I couldn't bring Quest Shaman because if I brought Quest Shaman, it was bad into the Warlock. It's bad into the Mage, and it's kind of bad into the Druid too.
So you just,
So.
you just went on the plan of hard target.
Yeah, I mean, initially my plan with my 4 classes was to target Quest Shaman, and I think I might be wrong, but maybe Agent PW had this same idea. That's what we had in Mirror.
I feel like your Quest Shaman's like the third best deck, right? In the
Yeah.
game or in the format, and targeting
Yeah.
the third best deck when it doesn't have to be played, not a great plan. I really like banning or targeting the 1 and 2 if you can and you target Warlock super heavily. So
I mean, I changed my plan in the end to target Warlock.
So with the ban of Druid, do you think that Druid is secretly maybe the best class in the game right now, or was it just for this match?
No, just for this match. I think it was too good into my Warlock, and I had no idea what he was going to ban.
So Druid is a conquest meta breaker then. Maybe. Right.
I mean, the Miracle Druid certainly seems to. I mean, it popped off tremendously. It also seems to have quite the win rate against Mage.
Yeah, because you can deny the quest reward, so, and you don't play minions, so the Mage can't progress it. The Mage can't progress the quest, and you deny the quest rewards. So when you play alignment.
It makes sense. Yeah, like you don't play any minions, you can't target it with brain freezes, the flurries, and well, we noticed Agent PLU is playing a Wand Thief to probably help with that.
Yeah.
It feels weird now. Like the way we beat Mage is to not play minion based decks or minion decks at all.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird. I also got really lucky with my Mage against his Shaman.
Yeah, the 4 ice barriers coming down.
Yeah, the 4th one was probably overkill. I think I'd lethal if I had to take first flame. Oh, what? No, not first flame. The 0 mana fire innovate. What is that called?
The 0 mana fire innovate.
Hot streak.
Yeah.
Hot streak. Yeah, I think if I pick I roped that turn, so I think if I had picked hot streak, I would have ended the game a turn earlier. But yeah.
Did you at any point during the match feel like you could have been behind, or did you feel ahead the entire way?
I'm literally I've lost all my Celestial matches in THL. I brought it to Pro 2 weeks in a row now, and so I wasn't that confident with my Celestial gameplay.
Believe in the Vic, though.
So, I mean, I'm happy that I popped off in that last game. So, yeah. But I wasn't confident at all. As soon as I realized I had to, as soon as I realized I had to play the Celestial Druid, I felt like he was going to reverse sweep me. But yeah, I got lucky.
Yeah, it wasn't all luck, right? You planned out your turns. You played your outs.
Yeah. But drawing Anaconda in your starting hand is lucky, right?
Yeah. So much mana discount, and so much really just executing each game plan to the utmost.
Yeah.
So, looking forward into the future weeks, is there any specific GHL match that you're looking forward to or scared of in the 1 seed?
I'm looking forward to all my matches. Oh
Okay.
yeah, I forgot I'm in the 1C. I keep forgetting that I'm in for the team.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll be looking forward to your matches as well as you keep playing them.
Thank you. And actually, I just hope people stop banning my Warlock, and then I'll be happy.
Yeah, why can't we have fun with our Warlock? You should tell MPV to not ban my Warlock too.
Did he ban your Warlock?
Yeah, come on, man.
That wasn't very
Come on,
nice.
MPV. Bad move. But I think for streaming, if you're playing D6, it's great entertainment.
And thank you for giving us the entertainment today.
No
Thank you for
worries.
joining us for this interview.
Yeah,
Thank
thanks.
you. Thank you.
Seems we're gonna wrap up today. Good night, man.
Good night.
And
All
yeah, Wild9, how do you feel about today?
Well, I like those games. They were
Yeah. You guys had
Nice
some great
change of-
games.
nice change of pace for me. Like I've mainly just been playing Warlock. Nice to see other decks besides Warlock existing.
Yeah, you had a sweep, you had a 3-2, and you had a 3-1, so you had a little bit of everything. But you also got to see a Miracle Druid. 4 Frost Armors is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's what 24 extra life. Or 24 life. That's pretty good.
I mean, if all 4 Ice Barriers had been played, it would have been 32. Would have been 62 health mage. Absolutely backbreaking. Unfortunately, PWE did not get as lucky with his mage.
Yeah, some good games. All right, well, thank you so much, Geranium and Memnarch, for casting and getting through us these 3 games. We got some stuff coming up the pipeline tomorrow. There is a Schoolstone match starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. Isocles and Mr. Python are playing. And then we also do have the Sunday night. There'll be 2 games, 1 Pro, 1 Hero, and of course Battlegrounds. So that wraps things up here. And thanks everyone for joining us, and see you tomorrow.
Good night, guys.
Night.
I hear you got a problem.